Hey, welcome to your lower body stretch and mobility session. So originally, and most of the time I write out or give people specific exercises and ask them to do it themselves and just give them like how to do each exercise. So what I thought I would do instead, because I know it's really hard to actually slow down and take the time to prioritize your stretching and mobility. So I thought I would make a little video and we can do it together because I really struggle and I know so many of you guys struggle, so yeah, I thought we could do it together. So tonight is going to be around 10 to 12 minutes. We are just going to start with some breath work, some really calming, winding down breath work. Then we're going to move into basically a few lower body stretches, some of my favorites, and then we're going to hold them together for between 60 seconds to 2 minutes. I'm probably just going to be chatting the whole way through, reminding you to relax, take this time for yourself. And yeah, we're gonna do it together. So that's basically how this is gonna run. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, but let's get straight into it. So we're gonna start off with some slow breathing. So what is really important with slow breathing and when you're stretching is you actually need to slow down and allow your body to feel safe. Because when you're stressed, your muscles contract and we feel really tight, right? So in order to actually stretch and get the most out of your stretching, we need to relax, tell your nervous system it is safe to allow those muscles to stretch out and actually get the most out of these sessions, all right? So all I want you to do is start laying on your back with your feet, or your knees bent and your feet planted. Hopefully this is great. From here, I just want you to place your hands, 1 or 2 hands on your stomach. And we're just going to take some deep breaths. So try to breathe right and deep into your stomach, expanding through the rib cage, and then a really long exhale. So breathe in through your nose, deep into the belly, expand your rib cage, and then sigh it all out. And again, deep in through your nose, expand your belly, draw it deep into your belly, expand your chest, and then big sigh. Let it all out. So as you're breathing in, we're expanding, and as you're breathing out, we're just letting go of all the stress and tension from the day. So keep going with that breath, and every time you exhale, I just want you to let a little bit more of your day go. Whatever's on your mind, you might be stressing about what's for dinner, what you're going to do tomorrow, what's on your to-do list. I just want you to park it. It'll be there as soon as we finish this session, all right? I promise, it's not going anywhere. Just let it go, park it for now, carry on with the breath work. Now, on your next breath, I want you to try and imagine that you're relaxing your pelvic floor. So your pelvic floor are the muscles that basically hold all your organs in through the bottom of your pelvis, all right? I want you to relax that. And then so inhale, relax. As you exhale, I want you to contract those muscles. So imagine like you're holding in, like you're trying to go wheeze. And then relax it. Inhale, relax. So inhale and exhale, contract. Inhale, relax. Exhale, contract. Good, we're just gonna do 5 more like that. So imagine your pelvic floor is like a flower. So we inhale, it opens, relaxes. As we exhale, we close up and breathe it. Inhale, exhale. Right, I might have lost count, so let's just do 2 more. 1, big expansive breath. Exhale, contract your pelvic floor. And last one. Awesome. So hopefully your mind has slowed down a little bit and you're feeling a little bit more relaxed. We are going to stay lying on our backs, and I want you to take your right ankle onto your left knee into a figure 4 stretch and push that right knee away from you. Before we work into the stretch, we're just going to mobilize or free up the hips a little bit. So you're going to take that whole shape across to the side, bring it back to center. Now you might only be able to go halfway. Bring it back. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed, keep your shoulders heavy. We've just got a gentle sway to the side and back to center. All right, you might feel a nice gentle stretching through that outer right hip. So we're gonna inhale, exhale as you come back to center. Inhale and exhale. 2 to go. Good. Now before we switch to the other side, I want you to reach through and try and grab your hamstring. If you can't reach, you can move it up against a wall or like the edge of a couch will work. You're just going to put your foot up on there. Otherwise, if you can reach, hands under your hamstring, and we're just going to pull that foot in towards us and push the right knee away. So getting a bit deeper into that hip, the right glute should feel a nice stretch. As we're holding here, we are just going to, I'm just putting a timer on so that we can hold this. We're going 60 seconds on each side. I want you to still stay really tall through your upper body, so we're not squeezing in and getting contracted. We want to be nice and tall, relaxed, still focusing on the breathing. So inhaling, deep, exhaling. Good. And then just stay here for a second. You might find that as your hip is opening up, you're getting a little bit more range. You can reach into over to your shin, and that will make the stretch a little bit deeper. You can also play around with like the left to right side movement and just try and find where you feel that deeper stretch. We're nearly there. The stretches don't need to be too intense, because again, if you make them too intense, your body almost seizes up. We just want to be reaching that point where it's like, yeah, that's stretching a little bit, and then relax into it and it'll slowly open up. All right, bring that foot down, right foot plants, left foot onto the right knee, and we're going for the same thing. All right, so 5 sideways movements, so figure 4 twists is what I think they're called, or I've just named them that, but that's fine. Focusing on the breath, so 1, inhale as we go across, exhale as you come back to center, 2, 3, 4. If you're really enjoying the stretch, you could also just stay here for a second and hold it. But we're just gonna keep moving. So we're gonna come back, reach under, grab that hamstring, and we'll hold this stretch for 60 seconds. Now you might find that one side, this for me, the left side is way tighter right now than the right, which is weird because usually it's the right side. But I've been doing a lot of work on it, so it's evening out. That's totally normal, all right? It's not very likely that we're completely even on both sides, so just breathe into it, relax. You might find that it changes. You might find that the more that you do these exercises, it evens out, and that's awesome, but don't stress if you are finding that you're quite uneven from one side to the other. Awesome, we're over halfway. Keep breathing. Just use this time to stay present. Allow yourself to relax. Give yourself permission to just be here for 10 minutes, to focus on your stretching, to let your body relax and calm down. You don't need to be anywhere else. You don't need to be thinking about your to-do list. You don't need to be doing anything else right now. What you're doing, where you are, is exactly where you're supposed to be. All right, awesome. Relax. Bring both legs down. Now we're just gonna roll onto our sides, come up to a seated position, just moving nice and slowly. We'll go into the fronts of our legs. So start with both legs out in front of you. Then you're gonna bring your left ankle around right next to your bum, knees together, and then I just want you to lean backwards. This might be as far as you can go. That's totally fine. If you're feeling a stretch, that's awesome. If you need to, you can lean back a little bit. We can lift this hip up. I want you to feel a nice stretch through that quad. If you're really flexible and you can lie down flat, that's awesome. Just make sure that you're not rotating or like doing anything funny. You just want to be stretching through this front quad, driving that hip up slightly, keeping the foot tucked in, and we want to keep our knees together. If this is really uncomfortable, you can also just lie on one side and just hold your foot there as like a quad stretch. That's totally fine too. Awesome, over halfway. Focus on your breathing. Nice, deep, long exhale. Big, expansive inhales. 10 more seconds here. Can you drop down any lower? Awesome. Bring yourself up to sitting. We're gonna switch over, give you a little shake out first, see how that feels. Other side. So bring the right foot in behind you, knees together, and then again, if this is as far as you can go, that's totally fine. Otherwise, leaning back as far as you can. Drive that hip forwards, just find whatever gives you the best stretch, all right? All our bodies are a little bit different, so what works for you, or what works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. I'm just giving you some guidance so that you'll actually take the time today to stretch, all right? Nearly there. Focus on that breath. You can go a little bit lower. Oh, no, I don't have that in there today. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't, and it's totally fine. Some days you'll find you've got more mobility or more stretch than other days, and that's absolutely fine. All right, so we've done our glutes, we've done our quads. We are gonna go into, this one, I'm not flexible for this, but, so you might be way more flexible than I am, but I still find it a really, really good stretch. What we're gonna do is take our feet out as wide as you can. You wanna kind of like try and sit up on your butt cheeks so that you're nice and tall. And then from here, we're gonna lift, and I just want you to try and lean forwards as far as you can and just relax into it. And we're just gonna hold this position. So we are actually gonna hold this for 2 minutes because most people are really, really tight through this position. It takes time to relax and get a little bit more range. So we're just gonna stay here. Same thing, inhale deep, really expand through your rib cage, expanding all through your back. As you exhale, try and reach that a little bit further. Trying to turn the toes out, opening out. You should feel this, stretching all through over here. If you can't get your feet out this wide, that's totally fine. Obviously, just bring them in slightly closer and doing the same thing. It's just important that you try and sit up through your pelvis and through your lower back so we're not dumping. I know we're gonna probably feel like it, and I'm not great, but as long as you're trying to get nice and tall through that lower torso and then hinging forwards, that's what we're aiming for. If it's hurting you under the knees, just bring your feet a little bit closer, get a little soft bend in the knees, and you might find that helps to get a little bit more hinge. All right, we're over halfway. Focus on that breath. I always find this one gets like really intense, and then if I can stay through it and breathe and relax, I get a really good like increase in my range, or just like get a little bit deeper, and it feels really good. We're nearly there. We've got about 20 seconds left. So keep breathing. Go a little bit wider with your feet if you can. Five seconds. Stay there. A little bit deeper. Can you reach those hands out? Awesome. Ooh, relax. That one's quite intense. Just bring your knees in. Give them a little shake, a little shimmy. Give it a little, go for a few little hip twists, knees from side to side. Okay. All right, we're gonna go into the front line of our body. So kind of into the hip flexors, a little bit through the core, but just through the front of the body. So we're just gonna lie on our stomachs. Now, I'll give you a few options here. First option is you're just gonna stay on your elbows. And I want everyone to start here. Just take a few deep breaths. What I don't want you to do is feel like you're dumping into your lower back and this gets sore, okay? So you're not trying to arch up through there. You want to think about extending and bringing your chest forwards. All right, that's what's going to really lengthen and help stretch out the front of our body. So keep the chest up nice and proud. You're pulling forwards and that will take the pressure off your lower back. If that feels comfortable for you, what you can do is, well, option to stay here. You can totally stay here, all right? We're gonna stay here for another minute. The next progression, you can bring your hands under your shoulders and we're just gonna lift up a little bit higher. So here we're really trying to drop the hips. You'll feel this a little bit deeper into like your hip flexors. You can give a little wriggle from side to side. But again, trying to lift up and forwards, keep your chin up. I find this one nice to like wriggle and I drop one hip to the side at a time. Just check the time. 20 more seconds here. If that's feeling like it's getting too intense, we can always drop back down to this one. All right, just nice gentle stretch. Beautiful. And then we're going to go into our last stretch. See, I told you it wasn't going to be too long. So what I want you to do is bring your toes together and your knees out wide. First option, this is a little bit gentler. We're going to tuck the toes under. Hands move out in front and we're just going to push the hips backwards. If that's enough for you, you can stay here. Otherwise, we can drop the toes, or drop the feet and sink a little bit deeper. Really trying to pull the bum down to the heels. Push the chest towards the floor. Rest your forehead on the ground if you can. And I just want you to take 5 big deep breaths here. So as you breathe in, expand through the rib cage, through the back of the ribs, through the sides. As you exhale, drop the chest to the floor. So that was 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Awesome work. Well done. That is all we're going to go through tonight. Great work. Well done for prioritizing some stretching and some mobility. Hopefully you feel really good, you feel really calm, and if it's nighttime, go and have a great sleep. If you are starting your day, just take your time, don't rush, just ease into your day. I'll see you next time.